Do you want to paint macarons that they look real, like you could actually pick them up? Today I'm going to show you my simple system for glossy watercolors so that they look 3D, shiny, and delicious. If you paint this, always look a little flat. Today we're going to fix what we're watching for. Just 3 little things: the shadow, the shine, and the crusty little edge. If you get these things right, your macarons will look real even if you are a beginner. So let's start painting. So these 2 colors, green gold and cerulean blue, we're going to mix our greens. So remember, we are not painting macarons, we are painting shine and shadows. I'm putting my color and dry paper this time. Planning to leave my highlights white or very light. Coming now with a brush that only has a little bit of water. I'm going with the same color but a little bit more darker here because this macaron will be casting a shadow here. And if I was to paint everything on the same value right now, everything will look flat. So what I'm trying to do here is protect the light. And think of it like this: light comes first, shadow later, and then we will build the shine last. I am going to leave white. I don't want a hard edge, so I go from the white onto the other area and I blend. We're going to be doing this in layers, so you cannot go as hard as as dark as you see for the get-go. It's better when we put one layer, we let it dry, and then we will keep building our values slowly. This is not my shadows yet. All I'm doing is like going with the same color a little bit, like twice over here, just so that my eye start guiding me to where I will have to put my darks later. The brush that only has water, I continue to mark my highlight. And I'm gonna let this dry. I'm putting here a light wash of burnt sienna. This is the one by Schmincke. I just wanted to be, this is going to be my chocolate feeling. So again, I just put in the light wash first, and we will come back later and deepen these colors. So I want to have a little bit of a highlight here. So just go now with only water and then even a little bit of these 2 edges. I'm starting here with my Quinacridone Magenta, and I added a little bit of yellow, primary yellow to it. I put the darker color, it's a little too dark, so I go with a little bit of water because this rim here will not be white, but it will be a little bit lighter. And we bring the color all the way to the other edge. With my brush that only has water, I start bringing the highlight and especially taking the hard edge out. I don't want to be having a hard edge yet. Okay, so go like this, just with the water, and then we're starting to create a highlight. This will be great for our shine later. Doing the same thing that I did before, which it is still coming with the same color. I didn't darken it up, I just bringing it with a slightly less water, only to establish a little bit what my darker colors will be. Around here, and once again I blend, and I think that we got ready this part to let it dry alone. There we go. Maybe I can go a little bit here and blend with a little bit of water and continue to bring this color closer. Another highlight will be here. This is this macaron is tilted, so the light is going to hit it differently than the one that is flat on the ground. Okay. So I'm leaving my highlight, and then I go with water and I blend this. This is, I guess, again the first layer. So we're going to have another highlight here. So let me go on the edges, put the color on the edges, and again we will go darker here. And then I go on this other edge, and once I have this, I will go with my blending brush and then blend these 2 in the middle, so to speak. And water. But can you see how by adding our highlights, we already starting to have a little bit of shine, even though this is the beginning stages. This is going to be great for our shape and for our shine. So I'm going to switch my colors a little bit for the pistachio, because although I love these colors, it's giving me a little bit, I don't know if you can see, a little bit too much granulation, and that's because of the cerulean blue. So I'm switching. The color is going to be almost the same, but I'm making it by using Hansa yellow light and sap green, which are less granulating colors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit, we're going to start building a little bit of our edge. Again, fresh layer. So I'm going to leave some, this is the new color, but you see how it looks almost the same. I'm going to leave a few whites and go with water. I blend some, but again, I am allowing some of the white or the paper to continue to be there and to show. Everything will make sense in a little bit, you will see. We're building a little crusty. All right, so let's start bringing some of our darks, and building the chocolate by getting brown umber with, burnt umber with burnt sienna. So I'll put that. We're gonna blend with a little bit of burnt sienna alone. All right, so I bring it over there because I want this part to be lighter here. And I'm gonna build this up by bringing the roundness. I'm pushing the color a little bit to my light area. This brush only has water. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. Why? Because if I have this straight line, it's gonna look like if I am having a flat thing, a flat stripe. And we don't want that. We want this to look like if it is the roundness of a field. We're gonna do the same thing here, but in this one, to my colors, let me wait a little bit here so I don't have too much of a hard edge. To the burnt sienna and the burnt umber, I added a hint, tiny little hint of the magenta. So when I dilute it, right now you don't see it, but when I dilute it, then it will have a bit of that color that is in the top of the macaron too. Okay, so again, directional strokes so that we can make it round. I have to revise this once we put darker colors over here. We don't know, but right now we have it in a good place. So I think it's time to start for right now. Variations of these colors. In this case, I'm mixing sap green with the green gold and a little bit of neutral tint. Now, I'm gonna put, this is very dark and very thick. I like to put a few of those things. Again, missing, what am I doing? Just little shapes. I'm going with the darker color that I can get right now. And we're gonna let this dry. All right, and for the other one, I got magenta, a hint of neutral tint. We're ready to go. This is what is gonna make it look like it is a real macaron. So don't try to go to be too pretty. No, it's not the time. All of this, I swear, is gonna make sense in a little bit. If you're gonna copy anything today from this painting, please copy the way that we do this edge if you wanna have realistic macarons. Notice I am now gonna paint the highlight. I'm gonna be painting around the highlight. I'm coming with darker values of the same colors. So now my paint is a lot thicker. This is the difference between a cute painting and a wall painting that makes it look real. Now I'm being mindful of the direction of my strokes. So this is round, so I'm starting to bring it a little bit down here. So I'm bringing a little bit of that magenta, bringing it here, and then I'm gonna blend. My highlight is here. So this has to be not as dark as that, but not as light as this. So again, by painting around it, having transition, my shine and highlight is gonna appear. With the same one, we're gonna put a little bit over here. Over here, this is round, so I go lightly there, blend, blend, blend to soften these edges. So that's how I get the shine. If I have I keep the transitions soft without a hard edge. Colors, the light colors that I was having over there, I'm gonna go ahead and start bringing them on the edge of my macaron. I want some of this to blend, but I'm going with my very soft brush so that I don't make all a mess. I don't want, I put it like a glaze. I don't, all right, nice. And if we have to adjust, we will, because now we're gonna be going very dark ahead and we may need to. Magenta, and to this magenta, I'm gonna add a hint of my pearl red. I'm gonna bring this darker color. I wanted this part over here is dry, and I wanted this to be the darker one. Bring some magenta alone around here without the red. And let's start blending. Bring this closer to my white, again, to the highlight, to the shine, but I am painting around, not into it. From more to less, less, less. Keeping it kind of like an oval. All right. And bringing it all the way here, now with just water, to the very edge, and then do the roundness. I'm gonna do the same thing here at the bottom. A darker color, blend, lighter color, bring a little bit darker on the darkest area of the bottom, which is around here. Getting darker, I blend. This blending brings our highlight even more. Let's just go here to the edge and go from more here to less. Same darks. I got them, the edge, that kind of counts around here, so I had to darken around here. I'm gonna dark, and then I'm gonna blend. So uneven, because this is what it makes, like we established before, this is what makes a macaron look like a macaron. This uneven edge. So some will go like that. Let's bring now magenta alone. So we do have a little bit of variation, more magenta and less of the red or the neutral tint. But it needs to come so that it gives us some of the roundness. I'm gonna put a thin line right here above the red, the brown. And then I'm also gonna come with a little bit of water. And you can also, since it's wet, bring it up a little. We're not trying to make an edge. This is not the filling. This is part of the cake, or the macaron cake edge. This time I'm gonna bring it all around. So in an extent, we are having a middle line that is a little bit lighter. And over here, I think I'm gonna mark this a little bit on the edge. Let's do it at the bottom as well. Well, these macarons are almost like you feel like you're gonna grab them and eat them. They're making me hungry. All right, right now our macarons are gorgeous, but they're just floating in there. So let's just anchor them by put a cast shadow in the ground, in the bottom. So I would a little bit inside of where my cast shadow is gonna be. I make a gray with French ultramarine in bronze sienna. And objects, when they have a shadow, the shadow is always darker, closer to them. So I'm getting closer with my darker color, and I think that I will still have to come darker here. But let's just see. For right now, I'm gonna go like this. And then as I go outside, I want it to be lighter. So I come with only water. It's already, you see my macaron is already being like grounded. I'm gonna bring a little bit of color, not only water, to the outer edge. I bring it light all the way till there. Again, I don't want hard edges here, so let me wet in the inside while I bring these colors all the way to the outside. It will, my cast shadow will kind of finish around here. So this will be, because it's like this, it will be a little bit of roundness into this direction. Okay, but not as sharp. So now I go with this and I blend, and then it has to be a bridge here, a connection. This is, can be a little bit darker, right there. This one here too. And with my darker color, once again, I get closer to here. This is the darkest part. It's gonna come here, and it's also gonna be around here. And this is optional, but we can put a little bit, a couple details, like for example, these ones I feel like they look a little bit too even, so let's just break it up a little. Let's just bring some darks right here. Basically, I'm bringing some of those closer to what the edge will be. Okay, and if we did it for that one, then we probably should do it for this other one. Some of that dark color here. Maybe it goes deep down, because again, these edges, what it makes the macarons is the fact that they are not even. They are very uneven. I'll do that so here too. I think I'm gonna come with the dark brown, and we're gonna finish a little bit of this feeling. Dark, but let's just bring it a little bit. I'm gonna go with a little bit of water so we can start having a little bit more blending. There it goes. We want the highlight, but a transition makes it always better. So you see, I go around, and then I get the transition. All right, wow, this macaron looks good enough too. We're gonna call this painting done. We accomplished what we set up to do. We got shine, we got the 3D effect, and then we got by having the edges of the macarons, our macarons look like realistic and 3D, ready to grab and take a bite. That's it. Light, shadow, and shine. You do those three things and you can make almost anything look real. Let me know which one is your favorite macaron, by the way, or if you even like them. I know some people who don't. Anyway, as always, I thank you for being here. I hope you learned something out of this video, and I will see you in my next one.